Hello, magical gangsters. Welcome to the show. I will be your host, the gangstar magician himself, the one and the only, because I'm here for you, because I love to bring you your message, because that's what I do, what I love, and I love what I do. That's why I do it. Okay, I've had some technical difficulties as of late for some reason. I don't understand. I would like do what I'm doing. I would film it, open it, you know what I mean, whatever, do whatever I gotta do, upload it, and then it usually goes up in like an hour or something. This time it just wouldn't go up. So I don't know. For some reason it started to work yesterday. I didn't know if like maybe there was something wrong with my amp or my phone, or I was like whatever. Or maybe somebody was blocking me. Somebody was trying to they didn't want to get the message out. Either way, it got out, so it doesn't really make a difference. But no, I am completely here for you because you're the best. Okay, it's just as my co-host Archangel Michael says, you are the best. You're completely protected here. Very high vibrational area. All right, that's why we're doing everything here to balance our chakras. We got this lovely chakra spray here that smells fantastic. We love it. Okay, we're drinking some crown chakra tea here. So you know we're making things happen here. Okay, that's for sure. You are completely moving this along. That's what you gotta understand. So it's moving, all right? Sometimes progress, just because you don't see progress doesn't mean it's not being made. Trust me when I tell you. So why don't we get a read here? Why don't we get started? We'll get a quick start here. Now, enough of the dilly-dallying, okay? While I'm here, let's get moving. All right, I think I did my little skit, right? So, all right, I feel like it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I went all red themed for us today. I figured the red candle here, set the intention for a very lovely read, okay? I'm setting intention for. Also, if not, next year you'll have a wonderful, a wonderful Valentine's Day if you're not what you want to be. I personally, that Gangstar Magician knows what it's all about, being lonely on Valentine's Day. It's not the best. It's not fun. Nobody's going to tell you it's fun. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's just, you're better off sometimes. You're better off being alone because, most of the people that you would have had anywhere were going to drain you anyway. So it's like, it really didn't make a difference. Eventually would have got you at the end. So it really wasn't, really didn't miss anything. Okay, so let's see what we're working on. Let's, God, please and thank you. What's going to be the overall energy here for the divine feminine, the magical gangstars of the world? What's going on with them? Let's find out. So, Two of Pentacles. Of course, we know you were flexible. Okay, you were balanced. You were able to adapt. That's for sure. They didn't think you were going to be able to adapt, but you did. You said, no. I could adapt to anything, you said. Okay, and that's why this Ace of Pentacles is coming here, because you earned it, because you adapted. Okay, if you adapt, then you get the abundance. Okay, it's like that simple. It's either do or die here with you, and you did. Okay, so that's for sure. And that's why, Eight of Wands, things are quickly moving along here, rapidly at the pace. Rapid pace here, okay? Believe me when I tell you, okay? Because you have an Emperor here, rapidly coming your way, bringing you to Ace of Pentacles because of your ability to adapt to any and all situations, and your willingness to be flexible. You were willing to look at things from different perspectives, okay? Because remember, you are that sexy as Queen of Wands. That's who you are, okay? That's what you do. That's who you are. It's the energy this Emperor finds the most sexy about you. You're in it 100% of the time. And that's why the balance is here with you with this Temperance. I mean, it's that simple. You're very balanced in the situation. Okay, and that's the reason why. Because there's Two of Pentacles that clarifies that. Balance, being able to be flexible, adapting. I mean, these are the type of people who receive these Ace of Pentacles type situations. I mean, it's very simple here. It's very simple to see for all to see now. It's not like this is like, up for debate any longer. At one time, maybe, but now it's like, this shift is completely here. Plus, they said the Saturn just completed a 30-year stretch. Now it's back to the beginning of Aries again. So that's big. You don't have no idea how big this is. But it's all going to work for your highest good because it's a whole reset right now. And it's all in your favor. You're the one. It's in your favor. It's going to stay in your favor. until further notice. You're not giving it up. It's yours now. All right, so let's get in overall energy here, God, please, and thank you for the magical gang stars of the world, the divine feminine, my favorites, the best, the most wonderful, the most loyal, the most taken advantage of. Yes. Why? Why do they do it to us? Why do they want to hurt us? But just know it's them, not us. Okay, it's them. Okay, that's for sure. So what are we working on? So of course you have this Knight of Cups energy here. You have romantic, very charming, okay? You're very chivalrous at times, okay? You could be a gentleman. You're definitely a lady. I know that for sure. Okay, you're very charming. It's very creative, imaginative, very, okay, you got a wild imagination, you do, okay? That's why this world is here. That is why this cycle is complete. This new world is here. Like I said, it's a complete shift. Okay, think about where you were 30 years ago. Okay, remember, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be just like that 30 years ago. Entire reset. It went through the entire astrological, New Year starts on Aries, okay? So the beginning of the astrological calendar starts with Aries. So now it's Saturn and Aries. It's a complete reboot, okay? With not to mention the age of Pisces transitioning into the age of Aquarius, okay? That's another big one. So everything is pretty much leaving Pisces. Saturn's leaving Pisces, Neptune's leaving Pisces, going into Aries. And the age of Aquarius is, the entire age. So this is really getting out of Pisces, going out of Pisces' favor here. Pisces is really losing big time. They're losing it all. But that's what happens. That's how it goes. The wheel turns. Everybody loses it all eventually. Okay? Nothing is permanent, okay? Remember that. It's never permanent. So what else we doing? Romantic, charming individuals we have out here. What else we working with, okay? You know what else about these romantic? You're a romantic and charming high priestess. That's who you are. Okay, very intuitive, very mysterious. You got wisdom people don't know you. You're very secretive at times, but you're just coming off that way. But realistically, you're just pure and innocent, just romantic and charming. You just know things other people don't know. You didn't ask for this. This is what happened. This is who you are. You didn't say, when I grow up, I want to be a high priestess. You didn't say that, did you? But you're happy that that's what happened, right? I am. I'm very happy. I'm willing to be alone to be a high priestess, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, and that makes these people, they're heartbroken, okay, because they needed you to be heartbroken. High priestess, they needed you to be heartbroken. But the fact is that you don't need anybody. You're the high priestess. You can do anything. That's why they'll hate you, because you don't need it. There's no equivalent to you, okay? They'll say the Hierophant is, equipped with it. Realistically, there's no, like, a King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, how there's a King of Swords, Queen of Swords, how there's a, Emperor, and there's a, Empress. There's no high priest. So, they can say Hierophant's the same, but it's not the same. But whatever, it is what it is. The fact of the matter is just, there's only one high priestess, and they create the abundance. They don't need it. They're a creator. Because, remember, the cycle's complete. This new world is here. They're creators, creating this new earth. And it's just a shift. It's just how it goes. It's how it is. It's Aquarian energy now. Okay, now we're back in air. It's just different energy. And then people are going to realize this is what is real now. You're going to understand what's real and what these people tried to trick you into thinking. Whatever you were taught, don't believe anymore, because it's not, it's wrong. It was done purposely. Come on, stop it, please. Who are you talking to anymore? Okay, that's why these people, they're in this hermit reverse energy. They're all paranoid. They're all isolated. They're lonely. Very self-absorbed people here. Perhaps they're being exiled. Nobody wants to be around this character, okay? This hermit reverse energy, trust me when I tell you. That's why they're in that energy. But you, on the other hand, have this lover's energy, okay, as a high priestess. You still are this loving high priestess, this romantic, charming, loving high priestess. Okay, so realistically, you deserve another like you, okay? But you don't have to. You don't have to be like this, okay? Because at the end of the day, as a high priestess, you don't. It doesn't matter. You're not looking into people, okay? The only reason you're intuitive. You feel the vibes, okay? That's all it comes down to. You're not like intentionally trying to read people's minds. It's just that's not what it is. It's you are able to. You're just able to do things that other people cannot do, okay? And now it is what it is, all right? And that's all it comes down to. Everybody's able to do certain things like these, okay? You are just a little bit more advanced, a little more powerful, a little more spiritually, your rank is is much higher than these people, that's for sure. I guess they didn't believe in that. But you did. You know why you believed in that? Because you had this Two of Cups. Okay, so this is a good thing for this High Priestess. We know this High Priestess now is going to get a Two of Cups. So a lot of times High Priestesses are alone, but doesn't mean they have to be. Okay, because High Priestesses are very much, able to adapt, as we've seen earlier. They're very balanced. Okay, they're willing to compromise. They're not, and they're very reasonable. I mean, so there's really not all bad. I mean, yes, they can read. They know what's going on. They're a little bit more advanced than others, but Knight of Pentacles are still very hardworking, still very efficient, responsible. This High Priest has a routine. Very romantic and charming, though. I mean, why else would they not have this? They have this Two of Cups here. Now somebody's heartbroken. This Hermit in reverse. This withdrawn character that's heartbroken. They're isolated. They're alone on this poor Valentine's Day. This Hermit in reverse. Well, they did it to themselves, okay? This person tried to replace you, okay? And it was like, you were never gonna fucking replace you. It was like, are you kidding me, dude? But it's like, that's all had to play out like this, so it doesn't make a difference. It's all good. Look at what's going with you. You're sitting here as a High Priestess with a Two of Cups, Knight of Cups energy. Well, this replacement, this Destiny Swapper is sitting here in Hermit reverse, Three of Swords, heartbroken, isolated, alone. Nobody wants to be around this energy, that's for sure. Okay, because you know why they don't want to be around it? Because they want to be around the magician, the gangster magician, that is. Okay, the magical gangsters of the world. That's exactly who you are here. Look at this. Tell me that you're not a High Priestess magician. I mean, you're able to manifest, and you're very intuitive. You are an Empress, High Priestess, gangster magician. I mean, it's very simple to say. You're getting a Two of Cups, it says. And the Knight of Cups energy on this wonderful Valentine's Day. Okay, but then you have somebody who's heartbroken here. Okay, they're heartbroken that you are being viewed as the Queen of Pentacles, that you're being viewed as the ideal spouse, the one everyone comes to see, the one everyone wants to be, okay? They're very much heartbroken over that. So it's like, you knew this, but the reason why is they're heartbroken is not because it's because they can't use this energy. They've been taking this energy from you all these years. So the fact that you're calling this energy back and you're now protecting it, these people cannot get to it. So it makes them, whatever they projected onto you, now has to be returned to them. Especially if you're a water sign. Okay, because water signs, especially Cancers, okay, can really absorb that. And they know this. And especially in an empathic manner, and with the moon too, especially how Cancer's connected to the moon. So they know a lot of stuff about this that you didn't know, and that's why you're listening to me now. It's kind of like seeping in your head. It's like you kind of are getting it, but you might not be getting it. But at the same time, you still know where this is going. Okay, so you still see. You wouldn't be sitting here listening to me every day if you weren't trying to head to the right place. Okay, you see where you want to go. Okay, so you have a clear cut view, and this makes these people heartbroken. Okay, so that's unfortunate, but you're getting your Two of Cups. Okay, because these people, Two of Wands in reverse. This Hermit in reverse, they didn't plan this far. See, they planned just to kick you off the cliff and that you were never going to get back up. That's basically what was their thought process. They said, nobody could get back up from this. We'll do the worst thing we can to them. We'll really stick it to them. Okay? Something that we know that we couldn't get back up from. And they did it to you, and you just got back up still. And you still are moving forward, and you're still pure and innocent. Okay? You're still being viewed pure and innocent. And you're not carrying the burden Ten of Wands. There you are. That's why they didn't plan this for. You did, though. That's the thing, because you ever lost faith. And it's not even, you planned. You didn't plan, you didn't do anything. You had faith, because you knew God had your back. You knew what you were. You knew you were a chosen one. You knew it. You weren't going to let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? You weren't going to let anybody make you think you were crazy. You weren't going to let anybody, you just said, no, this is what I believe. It only matters what I believe, okay? They can't change your mind. You'll never stop, okay? And that's why them trying to block you and change your mind, that's why they're in this Wheel of Fortune reverse, okay? That's why they're heartbroken, because the wheel is turning in your favor. When you do stuff like this, what these people are doing, projecting, it's all karma's coming back. So now you have to pay for this in the worst way. Okay, and you, on the other hand, are pushed into Dharma mode, almost, good karma territory. You got the good karma in the bank briefcase. I mean, it's coming your way. It's already, your negative karma is cleared. So when somebody with good karma, you can't attack them, you can't do anything after that. They've already done it. These people projected so much, like, of their own karma on you. You've already served karma for other people, but now you're going to get the rewards of that now. Okay, so it's like, that's why all the bad you went through is going to really pay off. Trust me, okay? Because for sure, it's time for you to rest, relax, okay? You're calling back your energy, you're recuperating, okay? You can see how you are now. You're not as, you're very much more under control. You're not as crazy as you used to be. A little bit, you're getting yourself more, you're starting to want to learn. You're under control, a little more focused. Wouldn't you concur? Okay, and that's why, Four of Pentacles in reverse, they wanted to steal from you. They wanted to take, okay? They just wanted to keep taking, okay? But now they made large purchases that perhaps they're not able to pay for because they counted the chickens before they hatched, basically. Okay, they basically was probably got stuff on credit saying, oh, thinking they were going to get something from you, your demise. But it never happened. It never happened. And you just kept calling back the energy. So then it gets worse and worse and worse for them. But this is how it's done in energetic. This is how they do things. Okay, everything's done energetically. Okay, I just didn't want you to know this. I still don't know how they do it, but they do stuff. They have this. They have some type of technology that we don't know about. But now, but it only works if you're not protected, or if you don't protect yourself, or if you're just completely oblivious to it, or completely like, you don't want to believe. Okay, then that's when it's gonna happen. Okay, but you are this Queen of Pentacles, so it doesn't make a difference. Okay, because you are protected. Anything they did, all it did was make you seem better than you ever can be. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, you are this High Priestess magician here. With a Two of Cups, Knight of Cups. It's good enough for me. Valentine's Day. Okay, so now we have this Eight of Swords in reverse. Somebody's releasing negative thoughts here. It says they're facing their fears. They're taking control. They're very hopeful. They feel empowered. They're finding solutions now. Okay, so usually Eight of Swords in reverse is like a divine masculine card. They're releasing negative thoughts towards you. Maybe you are releasing negatives. I don't know. I mean, somebody's releasing negative thoughts, but usually it's somebody who had negative thoughts towards you. They didn't want to face their fears and now is willing to, stand up because they know the Ten of Swords is here. Okay, if they don't do the right thing, then they're going to be going down the tubes. So these people, they know they're headed to where they're headed if they don't do the right thing. I mean, everybody gets a chance to do the right thing. It's when you repeatedly don't do it, then there's no other option for you except the lake of fire is where we're going to send you. Okay, you know why? Because you're going to get into the Tower of Terror first, okay? We're going to make you go up, and we're going to make you go down. We're going to make you go up, or we're going to make you go down. Okay, and then when we're finished with you, we're going to throw you in the lake of fire, okay? That's what we do. That's how we do things here. Because fuck you, that's why, all right? Because Six of Cups. We're unconditionally loving people here, but we don't tolerate demon stuff. Okay, we don't tolerate this anymore. All right, we show people why we are a gangster magician, why you are a magical gangster, why you are so resilient. They never seen it, but they put you on display, and people have seen it. It's seen by so many people how powerful you are, because you're still going, you're still moving, and these people are self-destructing. They're coming undone, and they're saying you're doing it. So it's almost like they're making you even more powerful. They're saying that you're doing stuff that they said that you already said that they did, pretty much that they're doing witchcraft. Okay, and then they said that was preposterous. Now they're saying you're doing it, but now people are seeing it was them the whole time because it's all going back to them, and you were just completely unharmed here, unfazed. Okay, and they're like completely in the sun reverse energy because they're not having fun. They are not fun. Okay, they're not the ones who bring the fun. They're very much come off with this false impression. They're very much in their ego, depressed, burnout. It's this person overexposing themselves. Like they're coming on, they're pushing on themselves on the people. It's like, it's repulsive to an extent. Okay, but you on the other hand are headed right towards the Four Wands, your happy home, your milestone, because they can't stop you. You already blocked this. You've already cleared your energy. You already are completely protected. You are high vibrational. You are headed to your most highest vibrational skyline. You have shifted to a magical timeline. And that's where it is. It's going. When you shift, it doesn't mean you go there and you just fall into a whole new world and you're like Alice in Wonderland. It doesn't work that way, but it goes slowly to where you can't notice. It's like a tree growing. You don't ever, it's there, but you never will see it. You don't see it happen, do you? You're sitting there, nobody pays attention like that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's going to happen. Nobody's paying. It's just like, let it just go with the flow. You know what's going to happen. No need to get interfere. All right, so what's going to be the end here? I mean, we have this High Priestess Magician, okay, with their Two of Cups. Okay, Tower of Terror is here. Somebody's releasing negative thoughts about you. Okay, they're definitely facing their fears. They're taking control. Whoever came up, they got bad karma because they try to project all their bad karma on you. Now they're heartbroken, isolated, alone, being seen as thieves, bullies, rats. Okay, they didn't plan this far. They thought they were going to get away with this, but no, they're very much stuck. We nowhere to go. So what's going to be the end here, God? What are we working with? Okay, so we know again. Listen, always is here for you. King of Wands. Okay, the King of Wands is here. This is the King of Wands. Thinks it's sexy. He likes this High Priestess Magician in you. Thinks it's sexy, and he is here operating the Tower of Terror. Who do I always say operates the Tower of Terror? Okay, who do I say? Right, money, right there. Okay, and that's what it is. They're here for you. I mean, if you look at the last couple readings, I said they're in both the. It's always the same, and it's all because Two of Pentacles, you adapted. Okay, you were flexible, and that's why you have this King of Wands, because you adapted and you were flexible. You bend, but you didn't break. Okay, so let's get a confirmation here, clarification. Started with that Two of Pentacles. I like to start and end with things. Started with you adapting and ended with you adapting. Oh my God. I almost lost them all, but I caught it at the last second. Wow. That would have been so annoying, and I said that. Remember I said that happened to me before? And I said, they were going to do this again. Whatever. I get good reads on these cards, though. I had a couple good ones on here, and the few times I did it. The gold, they're like made of gold foil, but they're real like flimsy, so if it hits the wrong way, then they all like explode. That's the only bad thing about it. They're too flimsy. But there's no way you could like bend these. They're like, it's just crazy how they are. I didn't really know, but they're pretty cool though. They got the hologram. Whatever. So enough about that. Let's get a overall energy here. Confirmation, clarification here, God, please, and thank you for our Divine Feminine Collective, the best. Okay, what are we working with for this? We have this King of Wands with you. I mean, you are this High Priestess. I mean, what else do we need to know here, okay? Three of Wands in reverse, okay? These people, whatever they're building, it's not happening, okay? You're the one who has it off the ground. They thought that they were going to block what you were building. No, they couldn't, okay? Because you were too stealthy, okay? They might have knocked down a couple of things, but eventually you would just never stop. It was almost like you were building a sandcastle. They would come, knock it over, and then walk away laughing, and you would say whatever, and then you would build another one, and then they would do it again, and then it was like this last time, you were like, all right, you know, I'm gonna build one, but I'm gonna put a big fucking iron inside of it, and when they go try to kick it, they're gonna just take themselves out, and that's exactly what, and then this time they were trying to run so hard, and they ran right into the thing, and it was like, boom, knocked themselves right out, okay, because all they did was make sure you get this Ace of Cups, because you are a wish come true, you're being viewed as a wish come true. Two of Cups is here. You're getting a wish come true on this Valentine's Day. Okay, mark my words. A lot of things happen on Valentine's Day. All right, breakups happen. Okay, people, you know, real feelings come out because now people want to be all lovey with people, and then they're like, if they don't want it, you could feel it. Okay, and then people it gets awkward. So it very much happens a lot, especially if people are into somebody else, and that happens a lot too. So. Don't worry, everything's coming for you. You're very desired, remember that. Okay, because this Hermit reverse character, they're not getting their wish coming true, Nine of Cups in reverse. Whatever is going on here, whoever maybe this King of Wands was with, or whoever you were picked over you, is not being seen as wish come true. They're actually being seen as like the worst, okay? As the devil, really, okay? Because but it had to be this way because them, say for instance, if like say that you just got picked right off the bat, and these demons, they would have completely been wanting to knock it down forever. It would have been too hard. You would have never been able to complete because you didn't even know what was going on at that time. So now that you completely know how to protect yourself, okay, and you were actually made seen as, and such is so strong, just so amazing. I'm serious, okay, 201s. I mean, because you had a plan here. You did progress along. You clearly progressed, okay? Like I said, you continue to get better. Imagine where you were. Think about where were you a year ago. Think about where you'll be a year from now, okay? Just showing you your progress, your growth. I mean, it may seem like it's taking forever or something's not happening, but there's stuff happening, and you're growing spiritually. That's what it matters. That's what matters at the end of the day. This physical shit means nothing. Okay, that's why there's Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, you're romantic and charming. These people, they're not on this Valentine's Day. They're very much moody. They're disappointed. They're isolated. They're alone. They're not being viewed as a wish come true. They don't even want to be with each other, whoever these people are. Okay, they're being seen as betrayers. They both betray each other. Okay, there's people like cheat on each other. Like, this is not what your counterpart viewed as, a wish come true, okay? Because it was pretended to them as in like a swinger mentality, almost like, not even that, but more like they could open marriage. They could sleep with whoever they want type situation. So they felt that would never happen. You would never allow that. So they were sold that was the way to go because people romanticize that as like being, oh, you'll get tired. But the fact is when you meet your twin flame, your soulmate, your real one, you never get tired of that. You'll never get tired of that sex, okay? So you wouldn't even want to be with anybody else. That's where the trick is. And now your counterpart's realizing that you're the only one that they even want to be with. So it's not even worth it. They don't even want to go looking anymore. They already know. They already know they found you, okay? They already know they were betrayed, okay? It was almost like they were like a double agent here. I really believe they were a double agent. I believe this with all my heart. But, whatever. I feel like they're just going to pop out and like they tricked these people or something. Like, that's what I really believe. Okay, because bang, here's another one. Because you know why? 7 of Swords. Because I believe they're a double agent. Because that's how they're going to expose this betrayal. 7 of Swords, okay, of this Hermit in reverse. Okay, this isolated bastard who thought they were going to come in and, destiny swap with you, take what's for you. No. Your counterpart was a double agent. Okay, now look what they're doing here. They're uncovering this betrayal, okay, and they're exposing these people very much. And how did they do that? It's by going in this hangman energy. They pause, they surrender, they look at things from different perspectives, and they realize what was happening here. And they seen that it wasn't you, it was them, it was the others that were nicking at this, and they starting to see the patterns here. These betrayals are starting to add up now, it's starting to make more sense. That's why the King of Wands is here with the Tower of Terror. That's why you're in the upright and this High Priestess magician. And whoever this is being seen as a complete betrayer. Okay, you know what they're being seen as? A magician in reverse. Okay, because you are the real magician. They're being seen as a one-trick pony. Okay, they were seen through. Their act has been seen through. So it's no longer visible. Nobody wants to see it, okay? They want to see your act because they don't know how you do it. This person, they saw that this was all smoke and mirrors. Okay, this is illusions. You are the real deal. Okay, why are you the real deal? Because you're very balanced with this temperance. Very balanced individual. When you're balanced, it's very hard to knock you over. Okay, especially as balanced as you are. Where you're light and you're dark and you're masculine and you're feminine. You're right so much you have it like pretty much at a, very much even. So it's like, that's very difficult to do. So you should be very much, you should feel proud of yourself that you have that energy. But they knew that you had this energy. That's why they were trying to take you all these years. Okay, but you didn't care what they were trying to do. You just stayed like this, 8 of Pentacles. You were just mastering your craft, just becoming what you were supposed to be, going with the flow. You know what's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're not going to try to affect. You're not going to force anything, because if you keep forcing it, usually don't fit when you force it, right? Okay, because you had this 2 of Pentacles. You're adapting. You're flexible. I mean, how much else can you do? I mean, you're just adapting at all to the situation. They can throw anything at you, and you're going to adapt to it. Like I said, they kept knocking over your what you were building, and you ended up building a big fucking iron inside of it. So, had themselves take them out. You knew they were going to take themselves out, and You didn't do anything. You gained no karma from that, okay? Because they did it to themselves. They created all this energy, and they took themselves out. All you did was build it. And they wanted to knock it down. You didn't say, come knock down my building. Come knock down my sandcastle. You didn't say that, okay? But trust me when I tell you, you will always stay hardworking, okay? Because you are going to be getting your wish come true, okay? You will be getting your 10 of Cups here. You have this foundation here. It's creating the abundance. There's 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups. You can't beat this. This is causing the towers, okay? Because they didn't see you coming back getting this. They didn't see themselves being seen through as betrayers. They didn't see themselves being so moody, so disappointed, so isolated, as greedy, stingy, okay? They're heartbroken over all this, okay? They're so heartbroken that they got this wheel. They didn't solve the puzzle, that they couldn't take your prize, okay? Because guess what? This 10 of Cups here with this 2 of Cups, when you have this Ace of Cups, okay? Because you are this 9 of Cups, you are this wish come true. That's why you have this 2 of Cups. I mean, it has to be with this King of Wands, because this King of Wands has been here several times. Okay, I'll do one more. So what's going to be end here? I know we have this 10 of Cups. We already had the Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, High Priestess, King of Wands. I mean, this is nice. They're seeing through the betrayals. That's why I feel they're a double agent. Okay, but at the end of the day, they're exposing this this magician in reverse as a corrupt hypocrite. Because this person presented themselves as one way, but they're completely not. Okay, because you are the real High Priestess, okay? That's you, okay? And that's what it is. It's confirmation, okay? It's King of Wands is here, and they told me, you're the best. They love you, they said. All right, so just know that, High Priestess, you are the real magician here. And that is why you get this 10 of Cups and your 2 of Cups. And on Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. It's a courtesy of the gangster magician. No, but I'm saying, like, don't worry about, like, if you have, like, a rough Valentine's Day, like, just, I've had them too. It's just go with the flow. You're better off. The right thing is coming your way. Just keep focusing on your highest timeline, and you'll get the best results, the highest abundance, okay? You've been through enough. Don't settle. You're not going to settle. Just so you could, celebrate one day. It should be Valentine's Day every day with your person, you know what I mean? Because when you're with your counterpart, it's like having Valentine's Day every day. Trust me when I tell you, that's what your counterpart's seeing right now. And they know that that's what makes them feel good. That's the only thing that's ever made them feel good. Because this magician in reverse was cloaking your energy, pretending to be like you. Because they somehow got in your energy. But now it's like, you called it back. And now they're being seen. It's like, they didn't prepare for that. That's what it comes down to. They didn't plan for that. So let's do these oracles and call it a day. The gangstar's got to go to work soon. Got a busy day ahead of him. Yes, he does. Doesn't mind. No, he loves what he does. Okay, so trust me when I tell you. So what we got here? All right, so it's all about accepting. Okay, you may be disappointed with a recent outcome. Perhaps, haven't we all? Okay, remember, if one door closes, you are being redirected to one that will soon open to your true soul path. Okay. Rejection is God's protection. Remember that, okay? It's the truth, okay? Because you don't want to be stuck with somebody in this scattered energy, okay? Because that's oftentimes what happens when you force something. You get with scattered energy. Okay, you have too much on your plate and have lost your focus. Sometimes you could do that. This is causing you to feel exhausted and overwhelmed. Prioritize your well-being and create a new plan. If you have not already, okay? If you need to create a new plan or you feel that way, that's what they're saying. Oftentimes I say these are for divine masculines. These cards are more designed to give them advice, because sometimes you may have to step back, because you're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective you need. That's why you got to disappear. You don't have to give anybody any explanation, okay, as to what. Just completely focus on yourself. Remember, nobody gave a fuck about you when you were down. Okay, so you don't have to tell anybody anything, because maybe it's time for you to take a chance. Take a chance. Do something different here, okay? Because it's time to step outside your comfort zone. You're trying, okay? The world is waiting for you to take a chance. When you do, you'll be rewarded with newfound confidence, enthusiasm, and will begin to attract new results. That's what happens. And that's why they say, change. Change is good. You are changing. You're changing very quickly, because you know why? Because you're expanding. You're expanding what you're doing. Your energy is expanding. You're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. It's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them. I mean, because, you bring balance to the situation. You're very balanced. Like I said, you have that balance, that feminine and masculine energy is completely balanced. You have your light and your dark almost completely balanced. It's very, very admirable. But it says you're putting too much energy into something though. Creating lack somewhere else. Something's blocking you, okay? Taking action now to correct the situation or risk further imbalance, which could lead to undesired results. That's how it always happens. If you don't, balance things out. Or if you don't work on fixing that balance. It's like having your car off alignment. It's like it's gonna go. Like the moment you turn your head, it's drifting off to the side. So, I mean, you could drive it, but you really gotta, think. Okay, don't you rather be on cruise control? That's the way I like it. Okay, because sometimes you have to pay attention too much. All right. And, maybe it's time for you to pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your best life. Okay, and that's clearly what you did. Okay, that's why there's 2 eclipses here. That's why you're staying as the High Priestess, and this is why the King of Wands is here. Okay, because whatever obligation this is, even with this King of Wands, they don't feel like they're obligated to nobody. Okay, they said stop telling yourself you should. When you cater to others or unnecessary expectations of yourself, you stop the flow of your abundance. Okay, what's going to happen is going to happen. You don't give a fuck what anybody says. No, you're not here to perform for nobody, to be like a monkey for them. Okay, because that's not what you do. You're not a clown. All right, so that is what they want you to be, a clown. They wanted you to be a clown, and that was almost done. So one more thing, and I had to knock them all over. It's like what's it called, the bowling. All right, so yeah, it's saying time for you to connect to your intuition if you have not already, okay? Because repeating patterns are keeping you from making a new choice in this situation. Break free from old ways and thinking and ask for a new insight, okay? Because a resolution is here for you, okay? That's what you're looking for, a resolution. You're willing to compromise, okay? Whatever it is that you've been struggling with about to be is resolved. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. At the end of the day, it's never going to happen exactly how you think it's going to happen, but it will happen, okay? So just remember, everything is working out for you. Okay, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for all my new subscribers, my members. I appreciate you. Thanks for everything. Sorry about the, the last couple, whatever it was. So, my bad. All right, so I'll check you later, guys.